So here I am, and I'm so happy you're here. And this is Muse. And I want to say again that the muses are those delighted by art who make communities better by urging and applauding art of all kinds. I'm serious, all kinds. The eight muses, I want to tell you, were the goddesses of science and the arts. Today, I'm talking about a guy who's delighted with art. Dylan Jowell. Thank you, Dylan. And if you have not watched him play his cello at the Auburn Symphony, I really do want you to do that. And if you are interested in learning more about him, or talking with him, he says, yes, I can tell you his email, Dylan, Dylan, Jowell, JOWELLCELLO @gmail. Dylan Jowell Cello @gmail.com. And he is deeply involved with AuburnSymphony.com. Remember that, please. And he is the principal cello of this group. And you've done this. This is your second year.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So we just wrapped up my very first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you play the cello?
That's a deep question to start it off. There's a lot of reasons.
I agree.
There's a lot of reasons. You know, music was part of my early childhood in the Folsom Cordova school system where I started. We had to pick an instrument in 4th grade. And I grew up listening to a lot of different types of music, but my favorite was jazz, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. So when I was young, we had the option. It was like violin, viola, cello, or recorder and singing. So I picked the cello fully with the intention that when I got tall enough, I would switch to bass and play jazz.
Oh.
And well, that never happened.
Okay. Okay. But why not?
I just fell in love with the cello. It's such a beautiful instrument. I think it's very human in its voice. And I love everything about the instrument. So once I got on it, I never got off.
You started in 4th grade.
Yes, that's right.
And you've been playing
Ever since.
Okay. How many cellos do you have?
Right now, I only have 2. I have my primary instrument, and then I have like an outdoor cello for gigs that are out in nature, that sort of thing. That's not quite as high quality, so it can handle the rough terrain.
If it rains.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so just the 2.
What is it about cellos? What?
I think there's a lot of things. You know, it has one of the closest ranges to like the human voice, I find, between its lower bass register and its higher registers. And I think it's a very physical instrument. There's something about the way that you play that gravity is a big part of it and momentum is a big part of it. So it just feels like you're very connected to the instrument when you play it.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have you named your cello?
Yes. Yeah. So
Phil, he's laved his. Okay, what is it?
yeah, so it's a bit of a tradition to name your instruments, especially in the strings family, because you're often attached to them for so long.
Okay.
They're very big investments, so usually you stay on the instrument for quite a while. This instrument was in part given to me via some inheritance, and so I named it in honor of the person who passed, whose name was Mumsley.
Mumsley.
So my cello's name is Mumsley. Yeah.
Okay. Do you call it Mumsley?
Not too frequently, but every once in a
Where
while.
are you, damn it? Mumsley?
Pretty much, yeah.
Where did you go?
If a practice session isn't going well, yeah, sometimes.
Come on, do it better.
But Mumsley knows it's my fault, so you know.
Okay. I ask people what they if they have named and after 20 years, you're the second person.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm tickled. Yes, I'm thrilled. And the other one doesn't have.
No, that cello I got when I was much younger, in high school, I think, maybe end of middle school. So at that time, I was very into Harry Potter. So that cello's name is Lily, after Harry Potter's mom.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so a little bit more of a childish name for a childish instrument.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's thrilling. I wish I had named my piano.
Well, you still have time.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Why were you interested in music? Why did you get there?
It's a good question. I think it kind of just gave me a lot of purpose in my life. Music has such a unique way of kind of bringing people together, and I think having the toughest types of conversations without saying a single word. And that to me was just really powerful, you know? And I love to teach, and that element of it I think was very important to me when I was first learning how to play music. Was it's like, how can we teach the younger generations to have these same conversations? And yeah, I don't know, music is, I think, pretty integral to us as a species overall. And to be a part of that music making is really quite special.
You are enjoying it. You're feeling good.
Yeah.
And feeling better. And I can imagine that when you're grim, you get onto what M, right? What is the name of your
Oh, Mumsley.
Mumsy?
Yeah.
When you get together with Mumsy, you feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you're starting something. Great. Okay, here's this new thing. Okay, here I go.
Yeah,
Help me.
yeah. Well, that's the other part about music that's really fun as a career, is that you never feel like you're done. There's always something to improve, something to sound even better than it did before. There's a really famous quote by a cellist named Pablo Casals. He was about 90 years old, and he was being interviewed, and they asked him, why do you still practice? And he said something along the lines, I forget the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, well, it feels like I'm finally starting to get somewhere. And so, you know.
There. Oh, damn, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe even if you made you thought it might have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
No, this makes it better.
Yeah, yeah. So you're always kind of learning and growing and adapting, and I think that that's really exciting as something to do with your life, you know?
Yes. Now, I have watched you. When I have watched the group, I'm upstairs, and I see everybody, including you, and you do this a lot. You shake your head.
Yes.
And I've never seen anybody else do that. Can you explain why you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's kind of two reasons. Do you want the pragmatic one or the emotional one first?
I don't care.
So,
ask them. So, which is your favorite?
I think the pragmatic one is a better place to start.
Okay.
So I'm principal cello of Auburn Symphony, and part of that role is leadership. So when you're playing these really grand pieces, they're very complicated. Everyone's up to something different, and part of the conductor's job is to grab everyone and pull them together into one artistic moment. But my job as a leader is to kind of express what the conductor is doing on a more eyesight level to the people behind me in the section. So oftentimes when I'm gesturing, it's something that the conductor is doing where he's bringing us in. I'm mirroring that, and the people behind me, even if they're not looking up,
they see
can see movement.
Okay.
So that is part of what my job is as a leader in that orchestra, is to kind of draw the section like, hey, here we go.
Okay.
Here's what's next. And depending on the player, some people do it more subtly. Some people, like myself, do it more exaggerated. But if you watch, each of those leaders will definitely do it throughout the concert,
Okay.
to kind of make sure everyone in their section is moving as a group.
Okay.
So that's the more pragmatic reason. The emotional reason is I just get very into it. And I've actually had professors and teachers call me out on doing a little bit too much. You have to be very cautious when you play cello for like 7-8 hours a day to be very physically minded. So sometimes I overdo it a little bit. But
And it hurts after a while?
it can be
what?
sore, yeah. But I think it's a good way of feeling the music. You know, you're very involved with the instrument. And so that sort of thing, I think, just comes very naturally from me. Maybe a little bit too naturally sometimes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
pragmatically, the conductor is the person in the orchestra that brings everyone together. Everyone's doing their own individual part. These pieces are very complex. There's many, many things happening at once. So his job is to bring everyone together. But my job as a section leader or principal is to make sure my section is part of that group and they're moving together. So oftentimes when the conductor is doing something, I'll mirror that action to show like, hey, we're entering here.
But you're in front.
Yes.
But so what they do is look at your head.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes if they're very in the music, it's hard to also glance up.
Uh-huh.
But if they're eye level and they see me moving, they will typically follow suit because they see, oh, the guy up front is doing something.
Here he's going, yeah.
So I'm kind of interpreting what the conductor is doing and making sure my section is responding to it as a unit instead of individually. So that's the pragmatic reason. And the emotional reason is sometimes I just get into it a little bit too much.
Too much, huh?
Yeah. I've had professors.
I don't think that's a problem.
Well, it can be a problem for my back muscles.
Okay.
Every once in a while, if I'm playing a lot of cello, sometimes I've played, 7-8 hours a day, and then if you're moving too much uptight, it gets a little sore. But yeah, it's, I think, very important to feel the music, and I feel it very naturally. Sometimes too naturally.
Yeah. So. Okay. And okay. So I've gotten aware that you are 25, and I'm remembering when I was 25, I was convinced that was old, but 25 to me now is quite young, and lots of people behind you and next to you are older than you. I hope they are reasonable and ready for you and happy for you.
Oh yeah, the cello section at Auburn Symphony is really, really fantastic. They're all great people. I love working with them. I've never gotten the sense that any of them are up in arms over anything, really, except for when I submit my bowings to them too late. But
when you what?
Bow directions. Sometimes I lag behind on sending it out to them. But aside from that, they're such wonderful people, and I will say it's not uncommon, this experience of being at the front of a section with older people behind me. I've been doing that since I was about 16.
Really?
Yeah, I dual enrolled in high school and college when I was 16. I went to Sac State and did music classes there. And I became principal of the Sacramento State College Orchestra when I was 17.
Oh my!
So the people around me were all college-age students. I was still technically a high schooler. So that sort of responsibility started for me then, and has kind of followed me throughout my career.
So you know how to talk to people.
Yeah. I think it's important, being human and being very friendly and being dependable, and it's very,
listening
very important.
Carefully and
Yeah. Respect, that's really the thing, I think mutual respect is so important, and I respect each and every single member that I work with in that orchestra.
Yeah, especially that work. Yes, it's great. Okay, we need to listen to Mimsy.
Sure, yeah.
So we need to stop for a moment, and we'll come back. Hey, here's Mimsy. Mimsy. And how old is Mimsy?
So Mumsley is...
Mumsy. Mumsy, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Mumsley's not very old, believe it or not. She was made in 2005, so
Okay.
actually more of a recent instrument.
Where did you get her?
So I got this instrument. It's a Polish instrument originally, but I did not go to Poland. I got it from a luthier in San Francisco named Roland Feller. He's since retired. But I got it right around when I was auditioning for colleges, so around
Okay.
like 18 years old or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's hear a little bit.
Sure, yeah. So we were talking earlier about that register, so I think that's something that would
That
be worth
register.
talking about.
Okay.
People mostly know the cello for like its mid-range, like your classic. I'll play the one everyone knows. This is the cello song. This is the Bach Suite 1 in G major. I'll play a little bit of it. Now the classic. Everyone knows this piece. If they haven't heard it in movies, they've heard it in car commercials or on the stage.
Yes. It's wonderful.
And that's what this instrument is really known for. But I think there's a lot more to it. It has a beautiful, sweet, deep sound. People don't get that here as frequently. But really, what I find quite wonderful is the upper range of the cello. People don't realize it can sound as high as violins. So really it has quite a variety of sound it can make, and that's what I really love. It's like a piano in bowed form. Which I find quite wonderful. It's also really hard because it has such range and variety. We actually read in 3 different clefs. We're one of the only instruments to read in that many clefs at the same time.
Good heavens.
Yeah, so we actually read in quite a few clefs, and there's quite a lot of jumping around in more soloistic pieces. I'm actually starting the Auburn Symphony season playing the Beethoven Triple Concerto. I believe that is in October. At the start of our season, and that piece goes all over the place. We go up here as high as the instrument can go and down here as low as it can go. It's really quite a lot of range and variety in that piece.
Now, do you mean you're going to be up in front?
Yes, so this piece is huge. It has a violin soloist, a cello soloist, a piano soloist, and full orchestra. So it is a big, big piece.
Oh, he's in charge. Oh my goodness. Oh my
So
gosh.
that's really quite wonderful. And like I said, it was Beethoven. So as you know, Beethoven's writing is really kind of second to none as far as classical composers go. So really just fantastic stuff. It's like playing a piece of chamber music as a trio and playing as a soloist at the same time.
Okay.
So it's a very exciting opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That's
absolutely.
just, it's beautiful. It's charming. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be back in a moment. Well, that was lovely. Thank you. Now, do you teach music?
Yes, I do. Right now I'm teaching in Folsom at the Pacific Institute of Music, but I've taught throughout basically my full adult career. As a master's student, I was a graduate teaching assistant for the cello classes. So I would teach college kids, and then in my spare time, I'd volunteer teach, offer free lessons to people around the Knoxville area. I was in Tennessee at the time. And so I'd volunteer teach, I'd teach college students, and then I'd also teach online at the same time.
How do
all
you do
ages.
that? How do you teach online?
Not super well. It's hard to teach online because, so much of this is very tactile. But oftentimes when I teach students online, it'll be majority online, and then maybe once a month we'll meet up in person. It's for those who can't, get out of the house too frequently. A lot of my older students prefer it. I've taught as young as 5 and as old as 74.
Wow.
So quite the range of student ages.
Yeah.
So I try to just kind of adapt my teaching approach and style to each student as they appear. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say sometimes you're doing this 8 All day?
Yeah, yeah.
Under what circumstances?
When I'm especially busy, like right now, I'm actually...
You're doing it here, and then in the afternoon you're doing it here, and in the evening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so, being a musician, you have to be very adaptable, you have to be very versatile, so I'll play with multiple groups, I'll play by myself. What I was going to say is right now I'm actually in one of my busiest practicing modes. My friend and pianist, John Kiunki, and I are doing a concert tour. We have a couple of dates left. We have one on June 6th, June 7th, and June 13th. You can find that on my website, dylanjowell.com.
Tell us again. What's your
the website?
Yes.
It's just my name.com.
Giant
dylanjowell.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I was lucky to get that one.
Yeah.
Guess no other people have my last name. But so we are doing a concert program that we've been putting together. So we're rehearsing all the time, making sure everything is in tip-top shape. And sometimes those rehearsals can be several hours long. So I'll do that. I'll go to Auburn Symphony rehearsal, I'll be teaching, and I'll be demonstrating things for students. So it all adds up as you do more and more stuff.
Yeah.
We say in the music business, it's good to be busy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm playing 8 hours a day, it's like a good thing. It's not, I'm playing 8 hours a day. It's, I get to play 8 hours a day. That's a good day.
So if we want to know where you're going to be and when, dylanjowell.com.
Yep.
dylanjowell.com.
That's DYLANJOWELL.
Yeah.
Fun spelling, but very normal pronunciation.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't easy to be, especially beginning. Easy. It isn't easy. I know that for sure. What can you say? What do you say? How do you let people know? Let the beginners know that you can do better. You know you can do. I know you can do better. What do you say?
I think it's really important, especially with younger and beginner students, just to be encouraging. There's a bit of a stigma around playing music, and I think we find in a lot of aspects of our lives that everything has to be perfect on the first go around. And it's really helpful.
That can't be.
Yeah, it's really helpful to kind of break that mindset. And it's actually, I think, one of the most important reasons to play music is you realize how much of the journey it is and not the destination.
Say that again. It's what?
I think it's important to realize how important that journey is.
Journey is.
And not the destination, like the age-old adage. And I think it's helpful, especially when you're developing, you're growing, to hear that from someone that you respect and that you're learning from. It's like, it's okay that this isn't working exactly the way you want it. Let's explore how we can make it better. It may not be better in a day, it may not be better in a week, but if you keep working at it and you keep enjoying what you do, it will become better.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. That's a lesson that a lot of people can learn. And that's one of the reasons why music is so wonderful, is it just gets them to think in a more rounded, holistic way. So really the best thing that teachers can do is just encourage, keep them growing, keep them thinking. Efficient practicing is not, I sat in a room for 2 hours with my instrument and played scales until my fingers fell off. It's, I took 5 minutes and I really thought about how can I make this better, and then I approached it with that. Or I thought about what my teacher said in the last lesson, and I'm going to put it into when I play these open strings today. It's all about how you approach the issue, and not, is there an issue or not, So it's really that kind of focus and the perspective that I think is important to emphasize.
Yeah. Okay. And let's talk about your favorite composers.
Ooh. Oh man.
You have several. I'm not asking for you to say this one because I know better than that.
Sure. I think it's always a revolving door of composers.
What time it is? what day it is.
Yeah.
what
What
I'm
mood
doing.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Certainly, I find that the composers that I'm working on, maybe it's recency bias, but they draw my attention quite a bit. I would say some of my favorites, the one that's pretty much always in that revolving door is Bach. So I play a little bit of that Bach. Bach is very much part of the cello's bread and butter. We love playing those pieces for weddings, funerals, everything in between.
So, and you do that.
Oh yeah. So those pieces and Bach as a composer in general is something that's always one of my favorites. I will say right now, one of my favorites that I've been listening to quite a bit is Debussy. He's a French impressionistic composer. So think like Claude Monet painting, but in music form. And I find his music to be just quite wonderful. And then Beethoven is currently one of my favorites as well.
Again?
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Because once again, I'm working on that piece, so I'm like listening to his music all the time. So obviously, I'm on a big Beethoven kick right now for sure. But those are my three, if you had to ask me at the moment.
Yeah.
Ask me again in about like 20
Tomorrow
minutes or so. You may get a different answer.
I understand perfectly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you are doing events.
Mm-hmm.
What are they?
Yeah, so I was talking about that tour on June 6th, 7th, and 13th. That's a program that my friend and I put together from the ground up. So I was cold emailing venues and putting together these dates, and we picked the music from scratch. It's a program about storytelling and instrumental music. So the name of the tour is called Song Without Words, which is a term that the composer Mendelssohn coined. And it's all about these songs that he said were too specific in feeling for lyrics, which I find really fascinating.
Again.
He said he wrote in a letter to his friend, he said, people ask me, are these pieces too abstract to have lyrics? And I said, no, they're too specific to have lyrics.
Oh boy.
Was what Mendelssohn said about these songs without words. So we picked a collection from different centuries, different composers, and we each actually wrote a piece for the program as well.
Your own?
Yes, our own, to add to these songs without words.
And where is this?
We have one in Fair Oaks, one in Sutter Creek, and one in Lincoln.
Okay,
and we've already performed it twice. We have our remaining concerts are in Fair Oaks, Sutter Creek, and Lincoln, and we actually already played in Folsom and Carmichael as well. So all around the central area.
And how many people are doing this?
Oh, it's just me and my pianist. So just two people on stage,
Okay.
cello and piano. And John Kiunke, he's been a longtime friend of mine. Before we realized we had very compatible instruments. So now it's been fun as friends to put together this program and play together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wonderful. And you're making your own.
Yeah.
Tell me how difficult that is.
It's both incredibly difficult and really easy. I think
you want it to be a specific way.
Yeah. I think you get a very specific idea in your mind, and putting it onto paper is the hard part. But getting the idea, I think, was very simple to me.
Okay.
Just because you're so involved in music, so it's just trying to get it from here onto there.
Yeah.
That makes it a little bit tricky, and that's something that you just have to do. You can practice composing the way you can practice an instrument. You just have to write.
Wow, that's fascinating. I need to investigate. His email is Dylan Jowell Cello @gmail.com or dylanjowell.com, and Phil will have it below. I'm gonna remember Mumsy, and remember when you were 25. Oh my, this is fabulous. Thank you very much, Dylan.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really glad you came, and I'm glad you're watching. Thank you very much.